Welcome all. Today in this session, I'm going to explain the solution of practice assignment 8 for Java beginners. So the assignment was that you have to write a Java program to count number of words in a given string. For example, the input string can be Pradeep Chand Nailwal and the output should be 3. And for the input string Sarita Nailwal, the output should be 2. So this was the solution for the program. Now let me explain the solution properly step by step. So now, first of all, I have created a main function in my class. So I'm just writing the coding from the main function here. The first line, I have to take the input from the console. So that's why I've created the object of a scanner class. A scanner class can be used for taking the input for different type of inputs from the console. If you want to go into the detail of a scanner class, you can watch my video on the scanner, how to take input from the command prompt or from the console. And the link of that video I have already given in the description of this video. So now after creating the object of scanner class, I will just write a system output print statement so that it will give the statement that you have to enter a string here. So after this, you can say I will call the method scanner dot next line, and scanner class next line method is used to take the string input from the console. Now I have stored in the input string variable here. After that, I will do one thing. I will create a count variable here, and the initial value I have just put it 0. So this count variable I will use to count the number of, you can say, number of words in my input string. So that's why I have created the count int count variable. So now I will do one thing using my input string. I will call a method length. So input string length method will return the number of characters or number of alphabets in my string. So I've stored in a variable input string len. So this will input string length is a, you can say, will give the number of alphabets or number of characters in my string. So now after that, I have created a character array, and the character is ch character array I have created, and the size of this array will be equal to the length of the string. So why I've created this, you can say, a character array, so that one by one I will make a loop on my string here. So I'll do one thing for that purpose. I've created a for loop. In for loop, I have just created a loop int I equal to 0. I is less than input string length and I plus plus. So the purpose of this for loop is that when this loop will run, it will this loop will run start from I equal to 0, and it will go till the less than length of the string. So for example, if the length of the string is suppose 10, so this loop will go from 0 to 9 here. So in this loop, I will do one thing. I will just, first of all, I will one by one, I will just try to fetch the character at different positions of the string. So I have written input string dot caret I. So what it will do when this loop will run, first of all, it will return the character at 0, then it will for 1, then 2. So it will keep on going. So what happen? I will store this character in a variable in a character array chi. So what will happen actually using this line? One by one, I am taking the character in my input string and storing in my character array here. Okay. So now in the next line, what I will do, I will make a if condition here, and the purpose of here if block is that in this if block I will write a condition, and on the base of condition I will increase the count variable. So as I told you, count variable I have created so that I can count the number of words here. So it means here I have to write a proper condition in my if block. In my if you can say bracket, I have to write a proper condition when my count variable should be increased, and that is number of words here. So when this loop will be completed, I will print the count in my console like this one, system.out.println. There are count plus words. So now the main thing is that here, what condition I have to write it here to make a proper counting of word. So for that purpose, you can take the example. First of all, you can say by default, we know that whenever we are writing a string, how we can find out that how many words are there. So by default, words are separated by the spaces. By default, words are separated by the spaces. For example, if I'm writing a, you can say a string like Ram, Gopal, Verma. So in Ram, then space, then Gopal, then space, and then Verma. So it means you can say by default, this is the strategy that space is going to be identified that how many words are there. But here we are going to consider a special scenario that is usually asked in the interview. What is the first scenario is that, suppose take the example, you have a word Ram Gopal Verma, but the special condition is that in the starting of Ram Gopal Verma, suppose somebody has given the input space. So means your string is starting from the space. So in this case, when your string is starting from a space, then in the starting, if space is there, this space should not be counted for your words here. So how we can ignore this condition? In my if condition, I have written one thing: if I equal to 0 means when the loop is starting and the value of I equal to 0 means currently my cursor is on the first place of my string, on the 0 place of my string here. So in case I've checked it, if ch0 not equal to space, if my first character, it means ch0 not equal to space means if my first character is not a space, then only my count should be increased. If the first character is space, then my count variable not be increased. So condition will be false. So this is the first scenario which we have to consider, like when the space is coming at the first place of the string. Now the second condition is that, suppose take the example, I have written any string here and somebody has given two spaces between two words. Like we have Ram space Gopal, but after Gopal somebody has given two spaces and then he is writing Verma here. So in that case also you can say actually the words are three, but anybody can give the multiple spaces between the string. So in that case we have to consider another string. What is the another condition, and what is the another condition? Now we have to check. Now we have to check whether if I is greater than 0 means currently I'm not on the first position of my string. Then I have to consider if I is greater than 0 and my chi is not equal to space. Chi not equal to space means, suppose take the example, I'm on the second character, third character, fourth character, any character I'm there, my cursor is there. In that case, that character should not be space. That character should not be space. Second, in the combination of this thing, we have to check one more thing, that, and what is that? My current character should not be space, but before that, before my current character, it is not a space, but before it, the character should be I space. So that's why I've written a condition: if I is greater than 0 and ch not equal to space. The current character should not be space, but the before character I minus 1. I minus 1 means the character which is just before my chi, that should be space. Then only my counter should be increased. So in this way this program will you can say consider both the conditions. Like when the space is coming, that condition is also, you can say, handled here. And if somebody is giving multiple spaces between the string, in that case also it will count the count or increase the count variable properly. So when you run it, it will give the proper count. So this is the solution. And if you have not watched the assignment 8, you can get the link of assignment 8 again in the description of this video. Now, if you have liked this assignment, if you like the solution of the assignment 8, you can click on the like button. And if you have not subscribed my channel till now, you can subscribe it. Thank you.